That was unexpected. Live from the paint desk. What are we doing? Stream starting soon. What are we gonna paint? Let's wait and see. Get a couple of folk up in here, and we will get some stuff. Let's look at some back end stuff. Let's have a little hobby chat while we do some hobby. Hobby, hobby, hobby. It's a hobby time. Hobby, hobby, hobby. It's gonna be bad because time ends with rhyme. Alrighty, are we ready to go? What is everybody up to? Let's get all this back end stuff sorted out so we can get live on this hobby stuff. We're gonna have a little bit of a hobby hangout. Because apparently that's what we do now, because it is honestly the easiest way to do anything. And I am bad at editing, if you have seen any of my other videos. So we're going to hit that live button in just a moment while we get everything set up, sorted out. Let's start rolling something. Let's not do that. And here we've got the chat windows up. If there is anything that you guys want to run about, last hobby time we had some pretty sweet old chats about D&D, wargaming in general. Just some fun, which I think that's why we're here. So I'm just setting up for TikTok, because we do that too. That was a question last stream. Are we on TikTok? And usually yes, we are. Alrighty. Alright, let's go live with this hobby thing. Where are we? Where's the... We're going to swap over the camera, and then we can go live. There we are. This is how we do. We're doing things now. Alrighty. What are we going to paint? What's everybody up to? I've got a few things I've got to paint. There is a tournament, a 40k tournament, on this weekend in my local vicinity. And I am considering entering it. But we will have to see. It's a long ass day for a 3-rounder. It's only actually going 3 rounds, 20 people, and it's still going to be like a 9-hour event. So I am a little undecided as far as that goes. That could be some rough times at Ridgemont High. But maybe. Huge maybes. Let's just get a roll in here. Just got some back end stuff, because this wasn't overly planned. I ended up having some chill morning by myself. So why not? Even though, so yeah, let's just do some things. Let's do all the things. What's everybody up to? Hello, my TikTok guys. Just painted the old Azrael. Cool. Well, guys, I've got a couple of things. I can either finish off some obliterators for a tournament that I may or may not be entering this weekend, which look might be the smarter thing to do, or and this is the thing that I probably want to do more. I actually have some of the Simon X-Men out of the Marvel United kits. Well, the games, actually. They're just straight up board games. And the sculpts on these are wild. I've never painted chibi or chibi style before. And I'm kind of excited. Like, Jean Grey is a really cool model. Let's see if we can pick that up. I don't think that camera wants to get it. Beast, I always love painting blues. Gambit, because he is OP, always has been, and Psylocke. I've been checking out all the Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff lately. I say lately, it's kind of my main thing at the moment. And I am hooked up with Asmodee to actually do stuff. But I don't know. I'm just not sure yet. What do you guys reckon? I can do some stuff here. TikTok, I'm just gonna have to scoot you to the side just a little bit. There we go. So yeah, we can do something like finishing off these obliterators. I've got some skin tones and some trim, the fancy stuff to go. Or we can start looking at all the cool stuff. These little chibi X-Men's, which are fantastic. We've got Magneto, Psylocke, Jean Grey, Beast, and Gambit to pick from. Flip a coin. I don't have a coin on me. I have instead a Masters Traveling Brush Soap. So let's flip that instead. So logo side up, we do obliterators, information, and barcode side up, we will do some X-Men's. So let's flip that. Looks like we're doing X-Men. That's fine. That is absolutely fine with me. Now who do we do? Let's have a look. Let's do something. Start off something simple. Let's do Beast. That'll be a lot of blue. But I love painting me some blues. Alright, so TikTok, let's just bring you over where you can actually see something pretty cool. What's everybody been up to? I don't know if you're overseas. In Australia over here, it is Wednesday. It is the official hump day of champions. I was supposed to be going out and doing things this morning, but I decided that was a terrible idea. And this was much, much better. Let's try and get a spot where both cameras can see. This is going to be tricky. So some of you may know that we're actually in... I've got a new studio. There we go. One for you, but you're not in there. So yeah, so some people may know I'm in a new studio at the moment. We've recently had to move everything. There we go. That's better. Wild. Which has sucked. The Great Angel, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. We are going to be painting some Beast from X-Men. From the... Where's all my good blues? There they are. Nope, that's fluorescent blue. We don't need that. X-Men Beast from the... I said it like 2 seconds ago, man. Damn, what kit is it? What box was it? Marvel United. And this is going to be a ball. TikTok especially. Obviously, you guys are my... No, not on Crisis. I wish... I've actually already done the Crisis Beast. And he was a lot of fun. Honestly, that was probably one of my favorite images from the lines. So what I'm going to start off doing here, well, everybody is having a hangout. What's on your palette? What's on your palette? What is on your painting desk at the moment, guys? I have so much stuff that I need to get done. Especially with April coming up. If you guys are a fan, I don't know if this is released information yet. No, it should be. He's talked about it on the channel before. If you guys are a fan of Scott, the Miniature Maniac, he has been organizing something special in April for everybody, and he's got a bunch of content creators jumping on with him, and I am one of those creators, which is sick, because at one point I actually thought I was annoying Scott far too much for him to be wanting me to be involved in anything. So that was a cool little twist, because he's a super busy dude, and I can be a bit overly tenacious and sometimes a bit of a punish if we're being completely honest with myself. Um, but yeah, so he's been organizing something pretty cool for April, where we're going to start looking at a bunch of games from not giant companies. That might be the easiest way to say that. So obviously, me being me, I am a tiny little YouTuber. TikTokers, my guys, if you didn't know that we're on YouTube as well, go and check out Heresy for Heretics. We do stuff like this fairly frequently. And it's, I don't know, we just have a ball, man. We get to bring in a lot of interviews with either people that own companies, part of a company, or YouTubers. We've done quite a few hobby hero interviews, which are an absolute ball. We've had guys like Vince Vincerella, Ninjum, not Scott yet, Adam from Tabletop Minions, Sam Lenz, the amazing Sam Lenz, who I was actually talking to yesterday after his stream. We might be able to do a hobby hangout soon in April. So yeah, we have so much going on. Subbed. I love you. I love that you're nergly as well. I've been looking at a bunch of stuff because we also do 40k in 40 seconds as a short series. And I do that just about every night. After the kids go to bed, I pull out some dice and start playing with myself. That came out a lot worse than I was supposed to be. But I don't know. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm gonna be grabbing some more Nurgle stuff. I may or may not have ordered a Mortarian yesterday. I may or may not have also included the newest Angry Ron, the most angry of all the Ronalds. Just because I think we can have an absolute blast with that model, because he's just so damn choppy, and that's what we love. Like, I know a lot of people have been, I don't want to say accusing, that's a terrible word, especially in the contents of just miniatures and stuff. A lot of people have been questioning the authenticity of some of the roles in the 40k and 40 second stuff. But I can tell you right now, an entire 40k and 40 seconds video takes me literally 5 minutes. I don't have time to sit there and re-roll things until it comes out with basically whatever some of these people think I want to see happen. I am one of those horrible people that hot rolls most things. The funniest part about the whole thing is my general playing is I hot roll and then I will completely flub something. Always has been, probably always will be. Which it kind of it's hilarious when I do those videos because I will get something absolutely massive. There'll be a massive roll, and then it'll be the saves that I don't make, which is perfectly fine. If you have Psychic Fade, North will win. Otherwise, it's Angry Run any day. Look, as far as the miniatures go, like specifically for 40k in 40 seconds, the choppiest the better. I have been thinking and trying to find a way that doesn't suck up a bunch of time to actually get some other phases in there. Because there's some killer things in shooting. Like, that's the vast majority of 40k at the moment, are all very shooty, and I think it'd be cool to try and get a little bit more. I've considered doing, well, not like a almost an entire game, I suppose you'd say. Every phase and kind of splitting that up into shorts, but I think the movement phase is boring as hell. There's not too many things, not too many interesting things that are going to be happening in the movement phase, especially with something so compressed and digestible. So, for the moment, I think we're just going to stick with the fight phase stuff until I find a decent way, I suppose, of pushing in some of the other phases, which is fine, I suppose. But it's more, it's definitely not a super serious battle report kind of thing. Some people have complained about that, which is strange. You said I actually got a guy saying it'd be more scientific if you did it more than once, or it'd be more scientific, if you rolled this 25 times and then did the averages. I was like, man, this is not for science. This is not what we're doing here. But I don't know. It's strange. You get on the internet and instantly things are a little bit different. Things that are perceived by reality are no longer. But yeah, no, I've been having a ball. So I've been looking at ordering some stuff. Gaz, the Gazgul Thraka. I never know if I get that name right. He has been on a list of mine to get for a while because the model's so damn cool. Which is yeah. But no, there's a bunch of stuff going on lately. I just sometimes I don't know which way is up. Like especially after like moving house and having to set up an entire new studio. That's always a pain in the ass. We have a bunch of sponsors, a bunch of new sponsors jumping on, which is cool. We've got a bunch of OG sponsors coming back plausibly, which is always nice. It means I haven't completely destroyed their idea of what they want, what's going to happen. This is going to get noisy, folks, because we are on a stream. I'm going to have to blow dry this guy. Otherwise, we're going to be sitting here waiting for like half an hour for this thing to dry because I wet blended everything. I'll try and keep it away from the mic. But I am wet blending most things now, especially for undercoat. Thank you to Sam Lenz. He said, basically, if you want to get better, you got to wet blend. Up until I was focusing on glazes and layers and that kind of thing, blending a little bit more traditionally. And yeah, I've just found that wet blending has been absolutely killer for basically what I've been trying to achieve. It gives me some great little tones, kind of underneath everything, and I suppose that's what we want. Under the neck's a little bit wet, but no, we can move on. That's fine. Yeah. So check some others out. So my TikTok guys, there you go. Prefer glazers, yeah. Look, I come from that too. It's one of those things that it just feels nice, I suppose. There you go, a little extra light. Yeah, it just feels nice, but you can see the little smooth blends as you go, and it feels like you're being a fancy painter. I love that. That is my jam. But this wet blending thing I have been coming into, and it's been a ball. Like it doesn't show up that much on camera, but there's a lot of purples in and under there, creating the shadows, which is cool. And all you guys on the YouTube, you might actually be able to see that a bit better once it focuses. Yeah, there's a little bit more purple in there. Blue's closer to the top. Now here's the thing with Beast. He is a hairy, hairy guy, which usually means we have got to somehow start simulating hairs without going just super messy. Now there is already actually some hair texture on this model, which is pretty cool. But then it brings into the thing of do you want to go that far? Do you want to create all the textures, or do you want to create smooth everything's and then just paint the hair textures? It gets me every time. So I think I might actually start off with the hair itself, jumping straight into the actual Azul Intenso from Model Color, which is literally just blue. But it's kind of an insane blue, if you ask me. It's very, I don't know, very hyper. What's the word? Damn fluff. Sound like a 40k player. Damn fluff. Very, very hyper intense. I'll find the word for it, obviously, probably after I get off the stream. So I don't use a lot of this. I'm literally just going to create a little bit of lines, hit it a little bit more in the shadows, like in the darker shadows around that purple. Just because this is going to start building up our textures. But yeah, no, it's a super cool color. Actually, all the Vallejo blues, I only have issues with a couple of them. One being the fluorescent blue, that really does not compute with me. It doesn't. It's never done what I wanted it to do, and that hands out it feels bad when something doesn't have the kind of properties. Like you just can't. I can't make it work. It's just one of those things. Keeping in mind that for that kind of stuff, I mostly am just putting in like a layering on top to kind of boost the intensity. Because that's exactly what I do with like magentas and stuff. That's what fluorescent paints are just about for, as far as I'm concerned. Listen, I don't. Yeah, I'm not digging the way this blue's going. But we're going to trust the process. I heard they have terrible coverage. Yeah, that blue specifically does. Actually, to be fair, all fluorescent paints do. Shocking coverage. But yeah, I love the Vallejo blues, like the medium blue, and actually medium blue is my favorite of this thing. I get a lot of mileage out of this guy. Ultramarine blue is okay. I don't use it a lot because I think I find it to be a weird value. The Andrea, the Azul Andrea, is really nice too. I think I've just had I've got a dud bottle at the moment. I don't want to say dud, like it still works. It's fine, but it's just a little bit thinner out of the straight out of the pot. Which is fine. Like we thin everything down anyway, so it's not like not a massive deal. But I like some thick creamy paints out of the pot because I like to be the one to adjust to the viscosity of where I like it. So it's not a huge deal at all. If anything, I'm probably being a little over precious about it. But the first pot I had, it was fantastic. Loved it. Perfect consistency. I really don't like where this blue's going. I think I'm going to stop before I ruin it. And as I say to stop, I'm just going to do another pot. I was going to go into my medium blue. That might make it pop a little bit more. So what's on everybody's painting desk? Hey man, I have cuticle. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to say cuticle out. No, dropper bottles. Yes. And tips on what paints are good. Oh, paints that are good. That's Citadel. Okay, that makes more sense than cuticle. Paints that are good is super duper subjective. Me personally, like I like Citadel stuff. I don't see anything wrong with them. There can definitely be it also comes down to the paint as well. I love Chimera stuff. I love AKA interactive stuff. P3 I haven't had enough to do with, especially not enough of the range to kind of really talk about. Um, so yeah, did I say Chimera already? I don't know, man. Chimera is awesome paint. Monument Hobbies, obviously. The Pro Acryls, some killer paints, and they're willing to work with people, which I absolutely love. Um, but no, they are absolutely amazing. I've actually got a big old order from them coming in, not directly from them. I should clarify. Um, I am very soon, hopefully, going to be checking out the Two Thing Coats range. I've been talking to some of Duncan's team, and they're going to be sending over, I think Wave 1, plausibly Wave 2, but I think Wave 1, which is fine. I'm not greedy. That is still more than enough paint to see me through. I like all points. What about Army Painter? That is another one. Look, I'm the same with Army Painter. A lot. There's been a lot of hit and miss. For me personally with the Army Painter. I would love to try some of the newer stuff from Army Painter. But it's one of those things I've been burnt with Army Painter so many times before that I don't want to run my own money on it. If I try out Army Painter again, it's going to be because I'm somewhere where I have to, or because they've sent me something. Which I'm totally open to. Like, yeah, I would love to see Army Painter kind of one semi-free stuff. Two, work on recipes. Like I like seeing improvement from just about everywhere. Even if it's ones that I don't like. Like hell, I would love to see Spiky Bits come out with something a decent article that isn't just clickbaity trash that I have to fight through ads. Because I think they definitely already have the following and the resource to be a legitimate kind of positive influence, especially in wargaming. Well, that's all they do. But instead of stupid things like trying to square off what's his name, Juan Hovaldo against like Army Painter and stuff. That was so terrible. Um, like, and I've even seen Juan comment about it. It's like if he, like, good lord, if he had the extra dollars, there would have been a lawsuit up in there. But even their apology was shit. Like it was, they came back with and basically to double down on their point. No, Citadel paints are good. They are. Sorry, I'm on both streams. What's up, you savage? Oh, I love you. Um, Look, I don't mind Citadel paints. I don't mind them at all. I actually quite like them. There's a few things that I don't like, but to be completely honest, that is every single paint range. Different paint recipes do different things, work in different ways. Um, there's stuff that I look for specifically in paint. Like I said, like I was saying before, I like things extra creamy, straight out of the bottle. Sorry guys, just trying to find that sweet angle so everybody can see. Yeah, I like to find some things. Yeah, the you're right. The pots are crap. um, I don't know. I really don't know why they haven't moved on from um from that damn cat pot. It's just horrible. In saying that, all the spills are probably where they make the extra money out of. I also don't like that they're charging the same price for the new paints in smaller jars. Like we know it didn't cost that much to put out the same paint. It's just getting ridiculous. But we digress. You know, that's getting into a a debate about GW and cost. We could be here for hours. Um, and yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of fanboys that would jump in front of that, but I don't care, man. It's the pricing structure is pretty whack. And this comes from somebody, me. I'm the like it's me. Um, what up, Nergal Beast and Nergal? We got a bunch of Nurgle guys on here. Maybe I should be maybe I should be painting something Nurgly. Um, maybe I should be doing this beast green. Um, what was I saying? Yeah. So somebody that has a bit of a background. So my background, other than what I actually do now, I'm a music teacher. But what I was doing beforehand, um, was I used to own a hobby shop, and so obviously dealing with GW, like, it's pretty silly to have a hobby shop without, probably one of the biggest names, biggest brands in the hobby. Plus, I play 40k and I wanted cheaper stuff for myself. Um, yeah, the pricing structure is silly. How they handle business transactions, at least as far as I'm concerned, was pretty shit. Um, yeah, it's rough times. If you want special treat in your painting, rotate the monument. Cream is like butter. I love the monument stuff, man. I had I had a bit. I've actually lost a fair bit since moving. I'm convinced that there is a couple of boxes that did not make it, and I don't know where they went. My best guess is they've been put in the wrong pile and chucked, um, which will make me cry endlessly because there was 45 painted wraiths, like wraith blades in there. My fellow worshipper of the Flying Lords, you guys are sick. Like actually sick. The contagion comes for you. But the grandfather blesses. The Grey Man. I'm trying to sell my Necron warriors not in plastic, but they aren't assembled. Any tips? 10 warriors. Try to sell them. 3 thrones and a war warden. Where are they from? Are they from the magazines? Wait, do you say they aren't plastic? Trying to sell my Necron warriors not in plastic. Oh, the recruit edition. Okay, yeah. I don't know, man. Selling stuff, especially selling Necrons and Marines, can be super, super difficult, just because of how readily available they are. Um, honestly, you've got a couple of options. One is just come up with a fair price, um, and be a little bit flexible with it. Like, still don't get ripped off. Like, there's a bunch of low bowlers out there. Or I don't know, you could just kind of sit on them, use them as painting practice. If you really need the dollary dues, um, yeah, I don't know, man. There's not a lot of advice out there for selling secondhand armies. Like, obviously, there's a market for it, um, but it's also going to be pretty rough at the moment, given everybody's general opinion of Necrons after the data sleep, because they got, like, with their objectives getting hit that hard, there's not a lot of tournament play. And if there's not a lot of tournament play, there's not a lot of tournament hype. And you may be a casual player, like a lot of us. But it will always come down to tournament hype, and people talking about how good units are, specific armies are, or that kind of thing. Um, yeah, it's going to be a rough time trying to shift them, man. Not gonna lie. But just keep on keeping up. If they don't sell, chuck them back in the cupboard, paint them up. try practicing metallics on them. Try practicing true metallics on them. There's a lot of potential in just about anything to use to kind of up your game in this hobby for any reason. Yeah. I also have a lot of Necron stuff on sprue from various different kits and promo stuff that GW used to send out, that kind of thing. But yeah, no, it's a thing. Oh lordy. £24, 40K. I probably read that weird. I'm Australian. If that hasn't been glaringly obvious as yet. So yeah, I will see things very differently. And probably not know a lot of stuff from overseas that if you guys start talking about. It's strange. I have a younger brother and a sister that live in the States. And great kids. I say kids, but that's just because they're like 10 years younger than I am. So they're still in their 20s, or just about to be for one of them. And yeah, no, some of the stuff they talk about is just, I don't know. It seems weird to me. It's like I obviously don't get it because I'm from a different. I'm in a different spot, different place, different culture, different people, who have different customs. Like for example, they are still refusing to do a shoey, um, which is so super duper un-Australian. Who does not do shoeys? Um, do I know Galloway paints? I don't. No, I don't. I will, however, paint that down because I don't have a notepad here. Galloway. I'll check them out. Is it a paint brand or is it another painter on YouTube or streaming? Because I'll check out either. I love it. Yeah, I spend a lot of time on YouTube, not only creating content, but just surfing through content. There's so many cool things on it, especially in wargaming, and especially now that all you need is like a phone, and you can basically get going. Which, after all the money I've spent on gear, don't get wrong, I'm terrible at using this gear, but after all the money I've spent on it, 40K in 40 seconds is all done on my phone. Like, I have a something, a Samsung Note Ultra something, whatever they were after they stopped making the Notes, and the camera on it is fantastic. And it's just so much easier to hit that because literally all I do, and here's the super secret. If any of you guys want to start stealing thunder, go for it. All I literally do is I film the interactions for the 40K, like just rolling dice and then a shot of the next one, and I just press pause. Like there's not 100 videos of like dice rolls and all that kind of thing in my gallery. It is I literally just press pause and then play when I get to the next, like up to the next part. Then I chuck it in U cut or cap cut depending on what I want to do with it, and record a voiceover. Chuck on some music that I own. I wrote it, which you know, I've already had that argument in copyright. It is mine. I did it. And that's it. That's the whole series, man. I find it fantastic as far as gear goes now. Nice. 25 likes a stream. I've got like 1,000. He's at least 25 times better than I am. Which is not difficult. I'm a bit of a douche some days. That's cool, man. I'll check that out. Lately I haven't had a lot of time to go around on TikTok and check things out, but I am always down to check out painting streams. Hobby Hangouts is slowly becoming my jam, as you may be able to tell. All I'm doing now, like I'm really not talking about this piece that I'm painting at all. We've gone with the purples and the blues to because obvious. And then I've just gone out to the medium blue just to start adding in some. This is basically going to be the mid-tone. Every now and again, I'm chucking some of that other blue in the mix, just for some hyper vibrance. I think that's going to do that there, and we can start highlighting. Probably do is should probably paint these undies at some point too. Now this is a cool thing. My biggest pain, and I get asked this for a little bit. Doing a series at the moment where you have to guess the army from the paints. That is baller. Give us an example. Hit us up with some paints and let's try and guess something. Unless I've got that completely and utterly wrong. Babbling Beast of Nurgle. Babbling Beast of Nurgle. Oh, I got you on TikTok and I got you on the YouTubes. I'm gonna find you, my boy. If you're doing a series, I'm gonna sub to you. Let's put that down. Yes, I don't have a vortex mixer, and I make this joke every single time, and it's fine. Spunk. I don't have a vortex mixer, so I have to use the muscle memory from when I was a teenager. And I don't care how many times I have to say it. I will say that every single stream. It is still hilarious to me. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. You'll hear me gabble, gabble, gabble. I am just trying to... won't let me do it on the stream. Okay, that's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Babbling Beast of Nurgle, I will find your channel after this. When I finish up on stream. How long have I been streaming for? I know, I'm quite eclectic, aren't I? Not even an hour. 42 minutes. That's fine. Having a ball. Yeah, so... Oh, just mix, you bastard. I tried something the other day. So I can't even remember where I got it from. It was some guy doing the Druchii Violet, Pallid Witch Flesh, Shyish Purple, Korax White. The Who Am I? So basically we drop it down. We're talking white and purple. Do we get guesses, like hints? Like, oh, am I a Marine? Or the next one, which doesn't narrow it down, is did my daddy love me in the 40k sitting? Sure. Druchii. So essentially white and purple. White and purple, white and purple. Fuck, man. Is it Hawklords? What's the army that Simon from Zuko painted up? 40k army. I can't even cheat because my phone's the one streaming TikTok. Is it Hawklords? Is that what I'm thinking of? Or wait, hang on. Druchii Violet. So is the Druchii Violet? Is that shading down? Is that shading down the Pallid Witch Flesh, or is that being used on the purples? This could make a difference. It's all about what kind of tones we're creating with it. because I have a couple ideas. Like you could have thrown me with the white purple. But then again, it's not what I'm thinking of, obviously, because it is a marine. Just the general colors of the army. Um, I can see it in my head. I just don't know the damn names. Anybody else got any ideas? Spunk, are you still there? Have you got an idea? Not a marine. Not a marine. Okay, it's not a marine. Then it is definitely not what I was thinking. Good lord, this is a hard game. I think it would have been easier if I had a visual aid. Not a marine, not a marine, not a marine, not a marine. Some kind of Zenioso. I'm a damn elf player too. What's purple and white for elves? Babbling beast of Nurgle. You have Stunt Eye. You have greatly got me stumped. Anybody else have an idea? All right, so everybody else watching, we're playing a game at the moment. So Babbling Beast of Nurgle is doing a series where we get the paint combination and have to guess the army. So it's not a marine. It's Druchii Violet, Shyish Purple, Corax White, and there was one more. Pallid Witch Flesh. What can you think of armies of that general color scheme? Clue 1. 1 of 4. Oh. Have we got any chapter masters in? Does anybody know what we could be looking at? 1 of 4. 1 of 4. 1 of 4. I'm gonna start sounding like an auctioneer soon. Man, this is probably why Scott doesn't want to come on the show. I shouldn't say that. Like Scott's been great. He's just super busy. Well, that's what he tells me. But there's no hate for Scott. I love him very much. Still watching content. I don't know. You stump me, man. Has the audience got any ideas? Audience? Anybody? Anybody at all? Come on, people. Help me. Because I'm the one on stream is looking like an idiot. I'm just going to say that I'm concentrating on painting. So that's not my fault that I can't think and paint at the same time. That way, I definitely don't look like an idiot because I can't do two things at once. So that's some clever thinking. If I put enough of that kind of ingenuity into thinking about what the answer is, I might have gotten the answer. But that is one of those hindsight things. Gotta go. All right, my man. Thanks for dropping in. I will find your channel and I will subscribe to that channel. This was a ball. What is everybody else up to? We've had some quiet times. I want to stop saying rough times at Ridgemont High. I just don't like the chances of me doing that. Because good lord, I give myself a headache. But you know what I was saying before that is I've been trying a new technique just to see how it works on different things, creating textures. So I can't remember where I saw it, where I got it from. If I do remember, I will tell somebody. But basically, for painting leather, it was a couple of stipples and lines and stuff of some browns, and then the whole thing got a wash, and then it was the exact same color for browns that you'd stipple again and wash again and just rinse and repeat for layer after layer to give this really beaten leathered look, which was really, really cool. and I've been trying it on some other colors. Um, some it's been working, others not so much. It does create a bunch of texture. Um, you also have to watch kind of what kind of textures you're building, or what you want the texture to be, which was a big thing. It works fantastically for leather. I didn't like it so much on cloth. That one felt a little strange to me. I am going to try a couple of different colors. Um, it was I think it was just I think it's because I was doing red. Um, and red cloaks always have like you can put some texture in there fairly easily with reds, I feel. Especially since a lot of them are so thin. Um, but yeah, no, I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm probably not going to try it on this one because Beast is going to take me a while anyway. And at the moment, I'm just seeing if I like the textured fur that we're doing on this. Um, so basically just very, very slight cross hatching. Um, I'm not worried about the tip on my brush for this part at all. Because, a few random scratches here and there actually helps to um, sell the effect of fur. And sometimes you do actually want to go with the way that the fur would go. Yeah, and just crisscross every now and again. Um, look, I don't hate it, and that's I suppose that's the main thing, isn't it? Um, yeah. So I think we might just keep doing this side and see how it comes out. All right. So what's everybody been watching lately? I've uh I've been hearing a fair bit about Megan, um, the little robot murder girl thing. Um, my 9-year-old wants to watch it. Um, but I don't think that is going to be happening um, anytime soon. Maybe when she's older, but by the time she's older, she probably won't care about it at all. Um, which is fine. Probably preferable. Scare the shit out of her, I reckon. I remember when she was little. Well, not little, but we always had like Nightmare on Elm Street stuff and Jason stuff just around the house because Halloween and they're pretty cool. My wife and I actually we got married on Friday the 13th, so it's always been somewhat instilled, even though my wife isn't really into any of that kind of thing. She just thought it was a cool date, and it lined up really well with when we could book a venue, essentially. Um, so we did. So that's been in the household for a while, which is cool. Uh, so yeah, and when she was younger, she really just wanted to watch Freddy and Jason. Not the Freddy and Jason movie. The movies that the good ones, the actual good ones that they're known for. Um, so yeah, that's what I've been hearing about lately. Um, that's probably a little bit too big. Okay. Oh, fix those up later. Add more textures. I think that's going to be the main thing on this. It's just texture. Try and get out all that fur. Because what I'm actually going to do after this is I'm going to go back to the other blue and then just add a little bit in there, or or I may actually glaze it down. and then come back in with textures again, just like I was talking about with that leather. That sounds like an idea. That sounds like a pretty alright idea. We'll try it with her. Um, didn't like it on the reds. Blues are a little bit more forgiving in most spots. Blue is also a usually a very strongly pigmented color paint. So we can probably get away with a little bit more than we generally would, I'd say. What is everybody else up to? What's been going on out in the old wild? Um, we've got some cool stuff coming up. Like I mentioned before, I think we've got some too thin coat paint coming courtesy of Transatlantic Games. I know that who is it? Warlord Games have sent us out Judge Dredd, the starter pack, and maybe some other expansions. They did say a couple of, a box or two as well. Still waiting on a package from Malifaux, which will be super awesome. I actually don't know what they've put in that box at all. The rep and I were talking, and we're gonna leave that as a surprise, which would be cool. Joined the AMG. They've put me on the list with as Modi for Crisis Protocol, maybe Legion as well, but definitely Star Wars Shatterpoint. When that all comes out, which that will be super cool. So I've been trying to get onto the Australian distributor, because obviously that's where they are, out here, and nobody is answering me from the Australian distributors. Let's play games. What's going on? How about we not play games, and we just start doing some cool content stuff? But yeah, it's cool. We'll get around to it. We'll get it all sorted out. I've recently spoken to Parabellum again. Waiting to hear back from them about an idea. Also waiting to hear back from Mantic about another cool idea. But yeah, it's been great. I've had a migraine for the past. I think this is day number 3. And I know what you're thinking. I talk way too damn much to have a migraine, especially being live. But I also have kids, and I'm a music teacher, so living with migraines and just irritations is pretty inside my wheelhouse. Like, don't get me wrong, it's definitely not comfortable. Like sitting here with my painting lamps on, and yes, lamps. I've got like 3 of them going, for all the different cameras to be able to pick up stuff. It can get a bit wild. Not wild in a good way. Not like gone wild or anything like that. It's just the right side of my temple. It's just El Thobo, El Thobo. But we digress, because I love doing streams. I love talking to people. I think that's the coolest part about all of this. Hope you have a great day, friend. Good luck with everything you do. Thank you, Winter, the Great Chaos. I love that name. And before you arrive, you get a second profile. You need a second profile to before you comment on something. You need to be on that first profile. Tell everybody that winter is coming, and then you jump on a comment on something. That is pure gold. if you ever find it in the budget, bring me on board, and I will be that hype guy for you. Um, every single conversation, every door you walk through, I will be the announcer. Winter is coming, and then here he is. It's fucking. I think that is a brilliant, brilliant idea. I know it's my idea, but it's brilliant. But no, I also appreciate the kind words. It's very refreshing. Sometimes YouTube and TikTok and just putting content out in general can come with a share of trolls. Some are trolls, some are just straight general douchebags, if we're being correct. I do play 40k. That's actually what this stream was supposed to be. It was supposed to be me finishing up some Night Lord Obliterators for a tournament that I am considering entering this weekend. Everything else for it is painted. It's just I put those in the list last minute. When I say last minute, like literally last night, and then it kind of dawned on me. Shit. Last time I touched these obliterators, I was halfway through making them Emperor's Children. And that was a long time ago. That was actually when the box came out. So yeah, but also Winter. Oh, you followed. How awesome. Death Guard girl. Cool. So Winter, we also do something really cool on this channel. Well, I think it's cool. We do 40k in 40 seconds. So we have a bunch of shorts of basically just like a fight phase between a couple of units, usually a couple of characters, just going ham on each other. I think that is just super cool, and it's a lot of fun. But if you're into 40k, that is, especially on the gameplay side, that would be something that probably pique your interest. Check those out after live stream, or if you have to go earlier. But we were talking about it a little bit earlier. I've got some Death Guard stuff on the way for those videos, which will be super, super cool. I've wanted to paint Death Guard for a very long time. Just because I think the models are cool. It's just never happened, and I don't know why. But now I suppose you've seen my content, but never caught your live stream. That's fine. Look, yeah, I honestly I haven't live streamed on TikTok for a while. Like we've been moving house and studios, and yeah, everything that comes with that can get pretty rough. But we digress. This is life. Some things are fun, some things are not. But yeah, I just think there's some cool stuff going around. But no, so may or may not have brought Mortarion into the fold. Which of course, if I'm looking at Demon Primarchs at the moment, how could I have gone past Angry Ron? Angron himself, the angriest Ronald available. But damn, he's an expensive model. So out here in Australia, we get what we call an Australian tax to start with. Just things that have to be shipped and imported, or that kind of thing. Extra cost to the company means extra cost to the consumer. So in Australian dollars, Angron's like $279 retail. Like it's like 200, almost $280. Obviously street prices. There's a lot of places that have discounts and stuff. Gap Games, who we're an affiliate with, they generally do about 21% off. Which is like super handy when you're talking like a near $300 model, which is insane. But if that's what you can make from it, that's what you can make from it. Go for it. Yeah, I just think it's wild. Some pricing structures are insane.
Just absolutely nuts. God, why is there so much hair texture? I should have just painted it smooth. But this will look super dope when it's done. Oof, yeah, oof, right. I get you have moved a lot, so I get you. Yeah, it sucks. I hate moving. It's just one of the yeah. It's life, unfortunately. Alrighty, so we've got most of our textures down. Let's hit it with a little glaze, not fluorescence. Good lord, could you imagine? Maybe at the end, it might actually give us some pop. Um, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? I want to darken it down a touch. Let's go with my old favorite Drakenhof Nightshade. That might be a good idea. Ugh. If I had some Drakenhof Nightshade left, it would have been a great idea. Let's find. No, that's crackle medium. Not putting that in there. Matte medium. That's probably not a bad idea. Instead of go super milky on me. That's fine. That is fine. Also, I have to leave, but just wanted to say I love your stuff and keep up the good work. Stay safe. Thank you, Winter. I will super appreciate you, and I will remember you every time you come because that is a dope ass name. I hope to catch you soon on some streams. Crisis Protocol. I do play and paint Protocol stuff. At the moment, this beast is from. Oh God, it's been getting me off guard every day. Every time on this stream. It is the beasts from. Oh Christ, Christ on a cracker. Marvel United, the board game. Board games, and it's just a super super cool little chibi thing. Yeah, so let's start. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, I'm gonna douse this and see what it does. It probably will. It'll darken it down a bit, which is what I want, but probably not how I want it. Ah, life, you've got me again. Touch my water on that. Where's my? I should have thinner here. No, it's still crackle medium. Why do I keep picking up crackle medium? Oh, there you are. Hiding. A little bit of you. A little bit more. There we go. That starting to look better. Yeah, darken that down. Suppose the matte varnish. Well, it's not matte varnish. It's matte medium. That should help a little bit in here though. I do like things going a little bit that matte. Not huge on satin. Never have been. And I definitely don't like gloss. There is a time and a place for gloss sometimes, but also never. I don't know what it is about glossy miniatures, but even as I started, I just couldn't stand it. The shine, it just really threw me off. Like there is literally one thing that I personally think is okay with gloss, and that is if you have like jet black eyes or something like that, and you gloss them over, or eyes in general, I will actually give a pass to. If you can get a dot of gloss in there to give it that sheen, that shine, that that I am okay with. That's fine. I will not be too upset. But if you bring me an entire model that looks like it has been dipped in Krispy Kreme, we're gonna have an issue. Um, And actually, for all our painters out there, what is your thoughts on brush soaps and conditioners? Obviously, it's a good thing, especially if you're using stable hairbrushes. Um, but what are your thoughts on how often to do it? I I generally don't like using my good brushes for obviously for varnishes. I don't do stupid shit like that. Um, well, I also don't like using them in contrast to for some reason. Um, so I've heard most people kind of do things with it, like wash their brushes out, clean them, soap them up. Usually after what's it called Krispy Kremes. Um, usually after a painting session, which is cool. But I also find for me, I wash and condition the brushes while I'm painting. Um, like if I've just gone through like a super strong red, or a highly pigmented blue, that kind of thing, and I really want to wash it out, then I will. Also, I'm about to hit everybody's favorite um, hairdryer, which is something that I did not start doing until very, very recently. And good lord, this is life changing. This is literally the best painting hack I've ever come across. And it's not even a secret. It's just I didn't do it for some reason. And I don't know why I didn't do it. So we'll dry this off, we'll see where we're up to, and yeah, we'll go from there. Hello. Oh my guys on YouTube. What can you hear in here? Because I'm watching my mic threshold, and when I'm talking, it's good. And when I stop, it goes away. Can you hear the hairdryer? Or can you only hear the hairdryer while I'm talking? Alrighty. That's enough of the hairdryer at the moment. That's not bang, crash, and smash. That's not looking too bad. I don't mind that at all. Obviously, there's some ways to go, and the primer's coming off from where I've been holding the base, which is that's gonna be fun to deal with a little bit later, isn't it? Unless I rub it all off and we just had that baby blue base. That's a good idea too. No, I like that. That's coming around all right. I think it's a good start. There's some good textures in there. Nice and poppy. What we might do, because I will probably have to get a roll on pretty soon. But but there is something I want to do beforehand. And that is I am going to do something that I hate doing to start with, but this should be alright. I'm gonna paint eyes on camera. Now, base should be super simple. A little bit of white. Let's find an angle. If you can't see, don't worry. This is where I have to say a little bit more. The rest of the stream has been about you guys saying. There's a couple of parts in here where I just kind of had to wing it, just because I couldn't get it painted and the camera angle at the same time. these eyes are not as easy to paint as I thought they were going to be. Like they definitely are. They're definitely bigger than what we're used to in 40K. And, you know, 25, 23, 28 mil, whatever we're building in. Or painting, I should say. They're definitely bigger. They're more exaggerated, but for some reason, they're just not. Oh, god damn it! Chat. Looks like we got to it quick enough. And soak up. White. You know, that did kind of pop it a little. You know, peculiar. I think I'm gonna have to get a little bit fancy with those eyes. And let's just paint the teeth because I've got some white out at the moment. Give us some more detail. Instead of just looking at a blue blob like we have for the last hour. It can pop and shine. There we go. Look at you, Hank, you pretty boy. That's in heaps. Just popping it up like that. This is also some of the glories of using an off-white. Because we don't need to go to the brightest whites we have. Yes, I wasn't talking there because I was concentrating. Let's try and hit those, just the ends of those claws. I start to see some contrast. And yes, I know the claws are supposed to be black. It's fine. Just some fix up there. But for something like this, I think white claws are probably just a little bit better. Get a little bit more pop. Which, you know, if we just went straight to black and highlight with some greys, which there's nothing wrong with grey. I like grey a lot. I use it a lot too. I just think white in this case will give us a little bit more of the exaggeration that we need. And there's not a lot of claw space here. That's like really about it. They're getting half a touch. Who are you? Hanky, pretty boy. You fancy old pencil. Let's come back and try and get some of those eyes. There we go. Yeah, another coat helps that. Nice. All right. I think that might actually have to do us for today. I've got a bunch of stuff I've got to go and do in the real world, which is gross. I know we've only been here for an hour and a half, but I have enjoyed every single minute with everybody here. Please hit the like, subscribe, and/or follow, depending on the platform that you are on. This has been an absolute ball. We will do it again, probably about the same time in a few more days. Maybe on Friday. I've got a. That seems to work well. Wednesdays and Fridays, I think we can do this. a whole bunch more. Before we get going, let's have a quick look at where we ended up with Beasts. He ended up super fancy for you guys on TikTok. Oh, Jurassic World, we're just signing off, my guy. I've missed you. And there's Beast for you. I'll show Jurassic just one more time. Yeah, upside down. I know who you are. I know who you are, my friend. Oh, where's it? There we go. Yeah, but it's okay. We'll be back. I was just talking about this. Over where I am, it's Wednesday here, so I'll be back Friday at the same time. So Jurassic, if you do this time in a couple of days, but like an hour earlier, we should be golden. Unless I try and do something like Twitch, which I have been considering. I've been considering jumping on Twitch for a while. I just haven't made the jump. Yeah. But anyway, guys, I am going to jump out of here, and I will see you on the Fridays. Thank you for joining. It has been an absolute pleasure. If you can do the like, subscribes, all the fancy stuff that makes me a content creator instead of just a dickhead with a camera, I would love you forever.